This is the start list for the race today, and I'll let the commentators Alex and Min Yi introduce the riders.
Today, we've got some unbelievable riders there. We've got the current Singapore national champion, Willie. We've got Thomas Tong. He is a very high quality rider, rides for the Singapore national team. We've got Ivan, who is a accomplished Zwift racer himself. So
I'm back at YMCA for the second race out of 6.
Aaron, your bike number 8 is
Okay, we are back here for the second time. How do I change the jersey and all this? Maybe the white one lah. Hello, are you planning to win this?
My plan is to do more than one lap.
So what's your weight today?
59.
A bit heavier, is it?
Very fat, man.
Yeah, it needs more power. So is there a plan or tactic?
No, man. Just try to survive.
Where?
It's a sprint race today, so not exactly my specialty.
Wow. What's your goal for today?
Here for fun.
For fun?
Yeah.
All the best. 3 minutes left at the start.
10 seconds to go. Let's see how.
Oh boy, here we go.
All the bikes are the same, all the wheels are the same. So,
And their weights were taken earlier.
The weights were taken, that's exactly right.
Yep.
So they're away.
Oh,
And
up, here we go.
as expected, Willie has gone hard from the gun.
Wow.
He is at 8.7 watts per kilo.
Wow. Ivan is doing 11 watts per kg right now.
So the guys behind him, they're just doing everything they can to catch him. And that's exactly the right thing to do.
This is so-called neutral lap.
Yeah, this is the lead-in. And we can see on the front is Willie. And actually, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders are with him or thereabouts, and only one rider has dropped quite far back. He's now 4 seconds up the pace. You need to close that gap. 4 seconds will become 10 seconds in a click of a finger.
And honestly, it seems like it's going to be really tough for him to close this gap right now, especially when these guys are not letting up the gas at all.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful.
Although, look at Willie. He's still putting out 6.5 watts per kilo this early in a race.
Wow.
He really has come in with a tactic to go hard.
It's like go hard from the start and hope that the people behind don't form an effective breakaway to chase you down.
Exactly. But looking at it, there are now 4 or 5 of them who've stayed together. He's picking out some other riders, either the 400 Zwift races. He's captain of one of the esports race teams out there called racing.
Plenty of experience.
Lots of experience. And look, you can see the first time here people are using power-ups.
Yeah, that's pretty early on. Yeah. And we're still in the neutral lap.
We're still in the first neutral lap. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders all together.
Yeah, especially because we can also kind of see from the suffer cam, the riders are obviously not all of the same size, they're not all the same heights and weights, and Zwift does take all of this into account.
That's exactly. We've got a gap of 21 seconds now going back to John of CTCC and Wayne of GTT. So looks like their race is going to be not part of this front pack now. I think that 22-second gap is going to be too big to close because the draft that these guys are producing with each other, you can't shut that down solo. And we can see there's 5 guys in it. I have to say I'm really impressed with people staying with the Singapore national champion here and working him hard and staying on his wheel. I suspect he's going to push very hard at some point, and these guys are going to have to stay on their toes to stay with him. It looks like they are all staying together. Here they go.
Oh boy, yeah, it's spreading out just a bit with, looks like it's Aaron getting distance.
He's okay, he's managed to pull it back, which is really good riding from
fantastic.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, very fun elimination. That means I get the rest to know.
Here we go.
Up to 4.
Yeah, so these guys right now, the front pack, they're not so worried because, yeah, there's definitely at least 2 people right behind them. But yeah, I wonder whether they're going to use this time to kind of recover a bit, or also like put the pressure on each other.
Good question. My bet is that the weaker riders are using this time to just hold on and recover and just hold wheels for as long as they can. And they're waiting for the move. Who's going to make the move? Is it going to be Willie? Is it going to be Thomas? Is it going to be James? Is it going to be Ivan? But if I was riding in this pack, if it was me and I...
Would you like to announce who has been eliminated?
I'm being told that we have Wayne Yo out.
Yep, so we have our first rider who is eliminated, and that is Wayne. So good job to Wayne, and well-deserved break.
Win now, good job. Good job, good job.
Right, it's like what natural cadence feels the most comfortable to put out the most power.
That's exactly right. And also remember with Zwift...
Very small gap, but yeah, looks like this pack is still sticking together.
But the numbers are pretty high, like everyone's putting out 4 or 5 watts per kilo. That's not, that's kind of into kind of threshold territory for almost everyone here.
Wow.
So that's going to be...
Oh, and look, they're fighting it out, the 2 at the back. So that's Ryan and John still.
This is interesting. This is quite different from the under-23 race. The under-23, people were making moves right from the start to try and hurt their opposition. Here, they're all staying together. It's a much more kind of low-key, tactical race at the start, but I reckon when this kicks off, it's going to get fiery.
Speaking of mind games, which you were talking about earlier, I wonder if it makes, what's the difference between Zwifting when you can't see your competitor and now when they're all together? Like, that must be very interesting. John slowed down. He might be eliminated. Oh, okay. Yep, we've got confirmation.
Okay, so this is exciting. This is where it gets interesting. We've had this front pack of 5 for the entire race now. We're 15, almost 16 minutes in. And someone is going to go this lap. They've all been together. Right. The mental games that we were talking about earlier, the mind games, they're going to come in right now.
Right, and I think it certainly helps to know. So
I know who I'd be scared of right now. I would be scared of this man that we're watching.
Look at the heart rate, 180.
The Singapore national champion, Willie. He is a gun. He's proven racer and he's a proven Zwifter. This is the danger man, and I'd be looking at him the whole time, following his moves. You often spend an hour after a race just looking at every single fact. Oh look, we've got someone who's doing a mini break.
Oh, there we go.
That is Willie. Everyone's following him. This is the point where you can get dropped if you're not there.
Really smashing it down on the watt bike. James is actually 1 lap ahead. The names are kind of in a jumbled order.
Okay.
But yeah, well done to Ryan also.
So what we can see now is
5 riders left.
5 riders left, but a bit of a gap has formed. So there's a couple of guys off the back who are the 2 Mavs, Thomas Tong and James Hansen. They are going to need to close this gap pretty quickly, or they will get dropped by the pack ahead. So we've got Aaron, Willie and Ivan ahead, but actually they're closing. I can see now that the gap has gone down to 2 seconds.
Wow, so that breakaway by Willie really shook things up.
It has stretched it out, but actually you can see it's Aaron who's off the front 4 seconds ahead of Willie now, which is interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. He's putting out some decent watts. He's at 5.3.
That's definitely a match being burned.
I would completely agree with you. If you can hold this till the end, Aaron, then this is an amazing move.
500
and
watts.
You will do a solo breakaway, and people will be talking about you this time next year. I really hope
like
you can
on
hold
the screen we can't even see Willie right now. But yeah, it's a long race.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely correct. Let's see whether this breakaway, all the effort he made to get here, whether he can keep it there and make it worth the while.
So he's now got an 8-second gap over the pack, which is extraordinary. I would not have picked this. It's now gone to 9 seconds.
We're left 5 out of 9. I'm 11 seconds. 11 seconds in front. Losing breath. I don't know why I'm still talking. Quite fun.
11 seconds is really no joke as a gap.
Yeah. I'm super impressed with Aaron. He's now got a 13 second gap over Willie.
And he's still pushing it. It's
He's
like
still-
going orange,
Yeah.
watts per kilos. So let's say if you were Willie or like in Willie's pack, what would you be thinking? Would you be thinking, I don't really need to chase this guy right now, but yet you don't want him to get too far away in case he really, laps you at the finish line?
You would be judging the rider and you'd be going, how long can this guy hold this?
Uh-huh.
Alright, we have currently at the front, at least like a 15 seconds gap.
And Thomas is our youngest rider.
He is.
In
He
this
actually
heat.
could have ridden under 23s, but he decided to race open today. He rides for the Singapore national team. He's a high quality rider. You would say James is highly likely to go this lap. He's 18 seconds behind. What I'm really surprised though is Aaron is still pushing it. So he is now 19 seconds ahead of the chasing two, who are Willie and Ivan.
And
he's
he's still
still-
pounding and
yeah.
he's smiling. He's looking at his numbers and he's going like, yup.
How do you feel? Say something.
Help me.
It's nice to see someone suffer.
This is a
Actually,
big gap.
I remember him at the launch event, and people hadn't really heard of him. People were like, "Who's this guy?" And someone was like, "Actually, he's a super strong triathlete." And if I was Willie and Ivan right now, they're highly experienced Zwift racers. They probably think that as a duo, they can haul him in.
And we kind of see them working together.
Yeah.
Or like sticking to each other.
But look, that gap is 23 seconds.
Doing about 300 watts.
If they're going to catch him, they're going to have to start soon. I mean, if they're going to... Because basically one of them's going to be eliminated at the end of the next lap.
Yep.
So I would not have picked this at the start, I have to say.
Very interesting, yeah.
We've got a 30-second gap between second and third place and the leader.
Oh, this is live stream, right? Hello.
It's a huge gap. It's 33 seconds now.
Wow. Hey, but Willie is off saddle right now. Maybe he's also trying to, shave off the seconds.
I think you're right. It would be really interesting to
go.
see Willie right now. And you can see Ivan has followed his move. Sometimes you get this in Zwift. If you've got a solo break off the front and you've got a second and third who are fighting for something, they're not focusing on catching the person ahead. They're just focusing on trying to beat each other, which means they fall a little bit further behind. Yeah, we've just heard official news. James Hansen's eliminated. So now we are down to 3. Anyone can make it up. It is Willie. But that's a big gap.
Yeah, and right now their focus is kind of split, playing cat and mouse with each other, but also watching that gap grow slightly bigger
Exactly.
every few seconds. Right now with 31 seconds, which, I think psychologically seeing it being half a minute is painful. Especially when it started growing, from 8 to 10, 24.
But look at Aaron, up at 6.2 watts per kilo just then with a 35-second lead now over second place. This is a huge performance from him, and people were not calling it at the start. Kudos to him.
He's really been sustaining this for quite a while. I've been watching the watts per kg. Sometimes it goes down a bit, but we've seen him go back to 5 watts per kg, 6.
And speaking of watts per kg, look at Ivan and Willie now. They're down at 2.5, 2.6. That's low. That's super low. That's like sub-tempo. That's like a warm-up. I think these guys have basically said to themselves, we can't catch first.
No,
we
not
are
anymore.
fighting for second.
Yes.
Which is extraordinary. You would not have picked that. But look, you can see Willie in the multicoloured shirt. He's just sitting on Ivan's wheel.
And it's sometimes really a gamble because Zwift also takes a bit of time to translate your power into your avatar.
You can see we're on Aaron now. Wow, look at that. A 1 minute, 2 second lead over second and third. I mean, that is not catchable.
The watts just went all the way down. Actually, this is the second time I've seen him go to like 0.9 watts per kg.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's on a downhill, so he's saying to himself, "Do you know what? I'm just gonna save my power here because look, I'm at 47 kilometers per hour. I'm going pretty fast." It'd be really interesting if we could see second and third now because they are
Look at
still,
his smile.
Yeah, tops off and everything.
Whew.
Look, he's not even wearing bib shorts.
That's the secret sauce.
It just has to go here, right? Not here.
They've got, but look, there you go. Ivan has used his feather, which means he's trying to get an early advantage up the slope. Willie has responded by using his aero boost. That's quite a gap. Willie needs to really push and crest here.
It's power up
Will he
versus
catch
power
him?
up.
Will he catch him? Look at that. Ivan has done extremely well here. I think he's going to make it.
Oh wow.
I think he's going to make it.
Yeah,
I
so
think,
we can see the Zwift screen, so we see the gap. It's still 2 seconds. 2 seconds between them.
Ivan has taken it, so that is Ivan who is going to take second place and Willie who takes third place. Wow.
One final lap, but yeah.
That is a turn up for the books. Kudos to Ivan that he has raced a very, very sensible race there. He knew Willie was the danger man. What we see here, I mean, Ivan knows that he can't catch
in a minute, yeah.
It's a big gap. It's over a minute.
And wow, let's see. Can we see Aaron's screen for a bit? Just see, yeah, still putting out the watts because he's gonna bring it home all the way to the finish line. I really wish we could see his heart rate data. I mean, but judging from the smile on his face, it's definitely manageable for him.
Yeah, I mean, but if we take our minds back to 6 laps ago when he made the move, he was putting out 7, 8 watts per kilo, and the gap just kept growing and growing, right? And we were saying to each other, "Oh, they're just letting him go. They're gonna get him back," and they didn't. I would say in all the races we've had so far in this series, including the launch event, this is the performance so far. No one saw it coming, and it was masterful.
Wow.
Sometimes in Zwift, it's being the underdog and being the surprise guy that can kind of get away from people, and that's what he's done today. But yeah, a masterful performance from Aaron. Super impressed.
Just all out. Bye.
Okay, this is our winner, Aaron. Still all smiles.
And also I didn't expect too much from the race because I just booked out the previous day.
New FTP. New FTP. Okay, accept.
Wow. But yeah, so once again, Aaron, who was all smiles as we saw just now, he's actually primarily a triathlete. But like you were saying, it actually can translate into good performances on the bike.
Yeah, for sure. There were some super strong triathletes in Singapore. Ryan, how was that for you?
That's when I realized that elite riders are really on a whole new level. Yeah, but it was a fun experience.
Did you have any strategy going into this elimination race? Actually, did you know about the terrain beforehand?
I kind of looked at the profile, looked at the route, and figured where likely attacks would come. I didn't really have to strategize because it was more like just go all out and hang on and hope for the best.
We have Thomas here, so well done, Thomas.
I think that was your first ever Zwift race.
Yes.
How was it?
Oh, it's tough. It was a humbling experience actually. I think my expectation when I came here, it sounds very cocky, but I thought really was the only person I had to worry about. But I guess I couldn't even make it to the podium. It's the dynamics are a lot different from road race. That's how I see it. And those guys. They are stronger than me today in the virtual race. So I think I'll learn from it and come back stronger.
Good man.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Thomas is one of the strongest riders in Singapore. He's in the National Development Squad.
I'm actually I'm no longer in the development squad. Mark, he promoted me, so
Yeah.
yeah.
What would be the one lesson that you took away from today?
I still don't understand what I did wrong. My numbers were not up to there compared to a real road, but I just couldn't. I just don't have enough time to think of a way that I can beat them right now. Yeah, but time will tell as I get more experience.
But for a first time on a watt bike and for a first time on an e-race, that was a really good performance. Well done. You were in that front group of 5, and the guys who podiumed, they were super strong and they're very experienced on Zwift. So no shame today. Great effort. You hungry for more? You going to come back for the next race?
Yeah, 100%. I heard the next race will be an ITT. I do not have high expectations. I'm not really a time trial person, but I'll just come for the experience. The more I try, the better I become in it.
We have Willie here, so we were just talking, and I think we can actually just continue from there.
Yeah.
About the gap.
So Alex was surprised, right? that I didn't close down the gap that Aaron created.
Yeah, just to remind everyone what happened, there was a front pack of 5 for about 5 laps.
Yeah.
And then when it was down to that 5, Aaron made a move, and I would have expected Willie to go with him, and the gap just grew a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think I overstretched myself in the early laps of the race.
Mm.
I mean, coming into this, I knew I had to make the race hard. There's no way I'm going to keep up the sprinters, that's for sure.
Right.
So the only way to have a chance is to like neutralize the sprinters, right? So I just gotta have to keep going hard, and that's why you saw me just drilling it. But I might have overstretched myself. I think I remember that climb, I went over the climb, and then when the resistance like reduced because you're going downhill, like, oh shit, I think I don't really have the leg, I think my leg's going soft.
Yeah,
I think that's also when Aaron went off, that okay shit, but I just didn't have the legs at that point to close it down. I think Mong came around and I tried to sit on him, but I think he wasn't gonna close it down either. So I think the gap just grew. Then from there it was just us riding against each other. Yeah, so it's hard.
We're really, really pleased to see you on the podium again. You've been absolutely dominating this series so far, so we're really excited to keep watching you racing all the way through to the finals.
Thanks, and really congrats to Aaron. I think he dominated today. A 1 minute gap at the end, that's crazy. And
good man.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
buddy.
That was brutal. Thank you for the show.
You. All right, here for the fans. All right, thanks, guys.
See you guys.
We have Aaron here with us, our winner for elimination. We understand you are more of a triathlete, and do you do lots of virtual races or not really?
No, this is my second time, and the previous one was my first time. Yep.
From what we saw sitting in here, there were obviously 5 guys who stayed together for the kind of the first 4 or 5 laps until the guys behind you got eliminated.
Yeah.
And then we knew that someone was going to do something.
Yeah.
And then you went over a line after a sprint, and when everyone else slowed down, you just went. Was that a strategy that you already had in place?
I didn't come here with any strategy. I was just I wanted to keep up with Willie as much as possible because during the last race I let Willie go. Played with second position, so this time I wanted to catch Willie as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, the gap went from 5 seconds to 10 seconds to 15 seconds to 20 seconds, and I was watching it going up thinking, hang on, this gap's getting bigger and bigger. At what point did you see the gap and think, I can win this?
About 2 laps left.
Right.
Yeah, because I realized they are not pushing hard to catch me. So I just maintain a steady effort only.
Wow, but even your steady effort, we were watching also. I think the last 2 laps, we really saw you also like put out the watts. Did you have a lot of gas in you? Like, how was the ending like? How did you finish?
I've had first position anxiety because you don't know when the other 2 people are trying to catch you. So I just tried to see how much watts they're putting out as well and try to match it. I learned that from really the last race.
Wow. Well, I have to say I've been watching a lot of Zwift racing and I've been watching all this series, and I said before we came on with you, that's one of the strongest performances I've ever seen on a Zwift race, and you've done it in the elite, you've done it against the national champion. How do you feel about the rest of the series?
I've not signed up for the rest of the series and I still have no plan, no strategy in place yet. We'll just take it when it comes.
Good man.
Very inspiring.
Well, congratulations. That was a remarkable performance. Well done.
Thank you. I still can't believe it myself. Thank you.